Alright, this is the deck tech for what I'm going to call Red-Blue Control. Um, so basically, it's a control deck that just tries to counter and kill everything you have on board, bounce it back until you have time to get down a Chimera, or if you're playing against another control deck, we have one Psychic Spiral in the main board to try and mill out your opponent. We run 15 land, or not 50. We run 25 lands, 12 islands, 9 mountains, and 4 steam vents as the mana base. Um, we don't run any double red cards, and our only double blue cards are Opportunity, which is a 6 drop, Dissolve as a 3 drop, but normally we don't end up with 2 straight mountains and, say, an island. Normally it's not an issue to get our colors right that we need. Um, so to start off at the 2 drops, we have 4 Izzet Charm. Very good against most decks. Countering a non-creature spell such as Underworld Connections is a big one. If they decide to play that on turn 3 or turn 4, you could get that countered. Counters Planeswalkers. Um, Deals 2 damage to a target creature is very relevant against any kind of aggro deck. Kills Mutavaults, which is great. And then, if nothing else, you can draw a couple cards with it. Um, then you got discard too, but it's still a very good card in this deck. One of the cards that makes this deck work. Young Pyromancer is actually one of our win conditions. Making a bunch of 1/1 red elementals is pretty good, especially when you get it for playing the spells you want to play anyway. And then just as more removal, we have 2 Lightning Strike. I'm not sure how I feel about this card in the deck. It's really good against aggro decks. Kills Nightveil Spectre is a big one. I kind of want to experiment with Mizzium Mortars in this spot, just because you have the potential to overload it, and then you could let a few things hit the board and not use your counters, and then take them all out at once. Mizzium Mortars, I do believe, is a sorcery, though, which is one thing that I'm a little hesitant about. It. I know the overload costs 3 red, so that's a little strange. We'll see how that goes. Essence Scatter, we're running the full playset just because there's a lot of creatures we want to counter in this format, and doing it for 2 mana is always good. Cyclonic Rift, we're only running 3. Maybe 4 is correct, I'm not sure. Most of the time we want to just wait and pay the overload cost for 7. There are a few corner cases where we do want to use it for 2 mana just to bounce 1 per minute. But really, just an overloaded Cyclonic Rift can be a blowout. And with just a couple elementals from the Young Pyromancer, or a card we'll get to in a minute, Spellheart Chimera, that can definitely win you the game in a hurry. So let's go to Spellheart Chimera right now. This is actually the card I built the deck around. It's a Theros uncommon, costs 1 a blue and a red. It has flying and trample, 3 toughness, and its power is equal to the number of instant and sorcery cards in your graveyard. Everything except for the Young Pyromancer. Yeah, except for the Young Pyromancer and itself are instants and sorceries. So it gets pumped up pretty quick over the game. It is like our main win condition, so we don't really want to run it out too early and have it get lightning striked or something of that nature. So I tend to like to hold those. We're running 3 of them just because, I mean, 2 is often enough or overkill depending on the stage of the game we're in. We're running 4 Dissolve just because it's an all-around counter spell, plus you get to scry 1. It's really nice to either hit your land drops to get to 6 or 7 to either draw cards or bounce everything, or you already have enough land and you're just looking for a counter, or you're looking for more draw, or whatever you need. It's a great counter spell for 3. We're running 3 Divination just to get ahead on cards. Pretty good. Maybe you want to cut that or add a 4th. I'm not too sure. We'll see how it goes in the playtest. We're running 1 Griptide. I'm not too sure about this card. Originally we were running the sorcery, I forget the name of the card, but the sorcery speed, put target creature on top of the owner's library for 3. and I really wanted to make the deck run at instant speed, so I threw in one Griptide. I'm not sure how good the card is in this deck. We'll see. Another multicolored card in this deck is Steamongry. It's very interest. This is a very interesting card because it lets your opponent pick the wrong pile, but you really want to make two piles to where either pile you get, you can win the game with that pile. As an instant speed card, it's great. That's the main reason it's in here. It's instant speed draw. So we have four of them. Very good card. I'm pretty sure four is the right number. It's pretty good in this deck. One card that it kind of doesn't work well with is the single Psychic Spiral, because normally they'll give you the pile without it, but at the same time it is pretty good because you can trick them into being like, okay, you could give me two draw spells, a land, and a Chimera, or the Psychic Spiral, and they'll give you the four cards because they know Psychic Spiral is the win condition, even though you can much easily win the game with the other cards. So that's kind of an interesting combo. So yeah, the Psychic Spiral again is just another win condition for the very late games. Take all the cards in your graveyard, mill them out. You really don't want to cast it any other time than if you're going to win the game, because it just cuts off your Chimera and it doesn't do anything if you don't win. And then the final card in the main board is just 4 opportunity, blue draw cards, blue Sphinx's Revelation, whatever you want to call it. Great card, gets you ahead. And then now let's move on to the sideboard. Now, the sideboard is pretty rough. I don't know if it's right. We have the 4 Izzet Staticasters. And the reason those are there are a few reasons. One is it deals with the Nuts Burning Tree draw, if you can get 2 of them, which is great. You can flash it in, so you can hold up a counter and see if they play anything pre-combat. And if they don't, just flash it in, block. Kills all the 1 toughness creatures, which is relevant in some aggro decks. Maybe there's a better card in here, I'm not sure. Most of the sideboard is meant for aggro, which I'm not sure if that's right either, because we do have the Young Pyromancer, the Izzet Charm, the 2 Lightning Strike, and Essence Scatter. I don't know if this is right or not for the sideboard. If you want to play the deck, please try out some different stuff and let me know what you come up with. We also have 3 Frostburn Weird, mainly against mono red. It's just a really good card if you could get it down turn 2. Then we have Wall of Frost, blocks all day, makes it hard for them to attack, not impossible, but I think it's a pretty good card. We have the 3 negate, 1 gainsay, and 1 dispel as our control counters. I don't like this number in this setup, but I don't know what would be better. So I'm gonna keep it like that from now. And yeah, so that's pretty much the deck. The whole point is counter stuff, kill stuff, put stuff in your graveyard, kill them with either Chimera and Psychic Spiral while drawing cards along the way. And so far it's played out pretty good. I'll record some games of this and we'll see how it goes. If you have any questions or any tips or anything like that, please let me know in the comment section. And thanks for watching.